All right, I just got the text that we're live. I'm Jay Owens, city engineer, here with the bridge update. We got Mark Anderson with MnDOT. Maybe we'll start out, sorry about the little bit of a delay, had some technical issues, but we're on live now. So Mark, why don't you start with kind of what we've done this past month and kind of go over that, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up, especially with the traffic switches and some of the different lane configurations that are in the future. So why don't you give us a recap of what's been done this past month?
Sure. So they've been continued to work on the removal of the old bridge. The last span is down and the piers are being removed on span 6. The contractor's been wire sawing and removing the pier at pier 2. Let's see, they've been doing the grading on the southbound 61 side there under Highway 63. Found some interesting things there. And let's see, what else are they doing? Removal of the temporary bridge. And they've also been out doing the special surface finish on all the concrete. Basically a painting. It looks like it turns at that tannish color. Okay. And I think that's about it.
What
anyway.
Yeah, the highlights there. We've been dealing with, you said we found some interesting things. Well, one of the interesting things that we dealt with yesterday was an old tunnel that we did not know existed. Not as deep as our mainline Bluff Street tunnel, a shallower tunnel, but still carved in rock, and we did a seal of that yesterday and got location of it and so forth. So that was something unexpected that you find when you're doing underground work in an old community. That's for sure. We found tanks and different things, but I think we've got that taken care of now, correct?
I believe so, yep. I think they backfilled it yesterday and then poured some lean mixed concrete into it, and I think they should be backfilling over the top of it today.
Good, and then are we done with I know we had a stint of evening construction. I think that's done for right now. Is that correct, in that nighttime detour?
Yeah, the night work is over for now. They've removed that span that was over live traffic, and the other span they'll work on during the day and get that removed.
Okay. What do you see coming up then, Mark?
So continue to work on removal of Pier 2. Once that's down, they'll take the wire saw crew over to Pier 1, start working on that, and continue grading on that southbound side, get the subcut out and backfilled, and then hopefully we'll see some pavement probably mid next week. And after that, I think we'll probably see a traffic switch, and they'll do the same thing on the northbound side.
And then we get that traffic switch, we can finish off our water main connection that goes over toward ADM and tie all of the underground in, and to be done with utilities. And of course, some more storm sewer work when we make those switches, that they'll get those connections put in place. And then we have some landscaping occurring too, don't we? Some trees and the plantings and things like that going in?
Yes, I believe next week they'll start working on the plantings over on the Wisconsin side around the button hook and that.
Okay.
I think most of the plantings for the Red Wing side will probably be delayed until a fall planting.
For the fall, okay. What about, you mentioned painting of the limestone colors and the walls and so forth. What's the schedule for painting the actual tub girders across the river?
I guess I'm not sure where that's going to start. We're waiting for a couple of submittals from the contractor, and we'll have to review and approve those before they'll get the go-ahead. So probably at least a couple weeks out still.
I think I heard that they're kind of trying to figure out just how they're going to do the harnessing and get the staff up there, the painters up there to do that work. Is that correct?
Yeah, what they plan to do is install what they call a safe span. So it's basically a temporary metal platform underneath the bridge. It's suspended from the bridge, and they'll work off of that, but they just need to get that submitted, and we can review it for to make sure it doesn't affect the bridge at all, and it's safe for everybody to be on it.
Okay, good. All right, do you have any construction photos from the past month here you want to share?
I do. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. There, hopefully that's up.
Yep, I see it.
Everybody seeing it? Okay. So that was when they started doing the wire saw removal of Pier 2. You can see they've got the one piece has been removed and moving on to work on the next piece. Here's some of the photos from the nighttime work removing the temporary bridge. In this picture, you can see that they've removed the barrier and the deck timbers that people are driving on, and the beams are left. Here's a picture of them picking sections of the beams out.
Those beams get returned to MnDOT, is that what I understand? That's your guys' to use for stuff like this?
Yep, those are beams, and they get reused quite a bit around the state for temporary bridges. Those timbers also go back to one of our yards, and they get reused on projects.
The timber decking?
Yeah, the timber decking. Yep. Some more photos of the nighttime work. And then here's a photo of the daytime work. As I said, they're taking the timbers off on the closed side now, and then soon they'll start working on the beams. Some more pictures of Pier 2. You can see they've taken that pier cap off, and now they're starting to work on the pier column. Here's a little bit later, they've worked their way down. And then here's a picture of span 6 as the steel girders were being removed. And then there's some rubble from the pier as it was hammered out, and that'll be hauled away. Another picture looking down where the old bridge was. You can see the temporary causeways there. Those will probably start getting removed if the river goes down again.
Have they removed Pier 3 yet, Mark?
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone, okay.
Just Pier 1 and 2 are left.
Okay.
Here's a picture over at the box culvert. That work is complete now. You can see how the water's come up again.
Yep.
Here's a picture of the storm tunnel they found. It's as they started excavating, I believe. And there's kind of a picture of the entrance into it.
And that's what was taken care of. Oh yeah, there you go.
And there's the kind of the plug they put on top. They put, like I said, a concrete grout on top of it to fill in and plug it up. We did put a pipe through it to make sure that there's any drainage that was coming into it will be maintained. And another picture of the contractor doing the subcutting of 61 southbound there, kind of in front of Red Wing Shoes. And there's the grading of where the temporary bypass was, and it's all been removed and topsoiled, and that'll get reseeded here. And that's it.
Okay, talking about the pier removal, what's the schedule that they have to be, is it in the next couple of weeks they'll be starting on Pier 1, the Minnesota side for removal?
Yeah, as soon as they get the sawing done, they'll take that saw crew over to Pier 1, and they'll continue working on Pier 2 with probably drilling and getting ready to blast that pier.
Okay.
I think that'll be more towards the end of June.
And that, I imagine with the Pier 1 removal, there's more, they've got coordination with CP Rail as well, correct?
Yeah, there will be. We'll have to have a flagman down there and make sure everything is done appropriately and safely.
Yep. Okay. So, excuse me, Mark, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or any questions that have come up that that you've had last few weeks?
I guess I can't think of anything. I don't know if you have anything, Jay?
Yeah, the only thing is, keeping the sites mowed, and I think they took care of that, and weed whipping around some of now that we're getting some growth going and everything, that the neighborhoods want to kind of see things looking decent anyway. But we're getting toward the end where we'll have it all landscaped and done with, and then we'll be in good shape. But until then, we still need to do some maintenance items. So we're trying to stay on the contractor to get that stuff done. Yep. All right, so that's all that I had. I think, Mark, no reason we don't just keep doing this WebEx type meeting. We should have another update next month again, don't you think?
Yep, that sounds fine. All
right, we'll go through right to the end of the project with updates, and feel free to, anyone has any questions or anything, drop me an email or get it into the city, and we'll get into the contractor and MnDOT if we need to, and get concerns addressed. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Mark.
All right, thanks, Jay.